All right, hello. These are my roommates over here, and then here's my mom, who's gonna be watching as well. All right, let's do this. All right, okay. All right, my name is Shelby Norris, and today I'm gonna be demonstrating how to make a delicious Cuban latte. So first things first, what you'll need is an espresso maker, your favorite mug, some sugar, milk, and then most importantly, a Cuban espresso. Most Cuban espressos are just gonna be very bitter and dark roast. My favorite is the Cafe Bustelo. I think it makes the best Cuban latte. So first things we're gonna do is start to pull our espresso. I already packed mine, just for time purposes. So the most important part to Cuban espresso not only is the actual espresso that you use, but also this thing called espumita. Espumita is going to be a sugar foam. I usually do around 3 tablespoons. Oh, 2, maybe 3. I like mine sweet, so I'm going to do like 2.5. Just pour that in your cup. Alrighty, cut that off. And then to make espumita, you're going to take your sugar, and then this is only going to need the first few drops of your espresso. So this is going to create a paste. And the reason we like that Cubans do this, and to make a Cuban latte, is to cut the bitterness of the espresso, since, most Cuban espressos are quite bitter. I add a little bit too much espresso, so it should be more of a paste, so I'll just go ahead and add a little bit more sugar to go and help that out. It probably won't. And you're gonna mix it up real good, and it'll make a light, almost peanut butter looking paste, and you'll just leave that in your cup. So then once you have that paste going, you're gonna go and add the rest of your espresso. Now before that, I'm actually gonna heat up my milk over here. I already have it in here. Boop. All right, so pour in the rest of that espresso, and while the milk is heating up, the reason I love Cuban lattes so much is because growing up, I had a friend named Courtney who is from Cuba, and her dad used to make the best Cuban lattes. We used to have sleepovers, and he'd come in and bring us all lattes in the morning, and that's definitely where my love for Cuban lattes came from. And so this is actually very similar to the way that he makes them. Anyway, the Cuban latte is technically called a cafe con leche. And if you were not to add milk, I like milk, so that's why we're making it with milk. So, but if you didn't, it would be called a cafecito, and it's just gonna be your espresso and sugar. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and, this is probably not completely warm. But the Cuban latte is actually very popular in Miami, Florida, and obviously, Cuba. But they actually will do Cuban lattes for desserts, like after meals. I guess just because, dairy is better after a meal. And then they'll usually stick to their cafecitos for breakfast, just to wake them up, and it's a quick little drink. Another version of the Cuban latte is called a cortadito, which is just a sparse amount of milk. It's kind of half espresso, half milk. That one's also good, but like I said, I like it sweet, so we're gonna make a cafe con leche. Alrighty, just pour your milk in. Oh, it's hot, yay, okay. All right, and then mix it up, and we have a beautiful Cuban latte. So yeah, thanks for joining, and that is how you make a Cuban latte. You can add this into your morning routine for just something delicious to brighten up your morning. All right, and then here are my roommates again. They're still here. And my mom. Yay, thank you, bye-bye.